Welcome back to Our Community. Susie Thomas visiting with Mike Johnson, talking about the Canton Carnival of Wheels taking place September 8th from 10 to 4 over on the campus of Stark State College. And there's a lot of events, aren't there, Mike? We're going to see a lot of cars, but more.
Yeah, we actually like to speak in terms of the Canton Carnival of Wheels being very much a family affair. So, for example, for the kids, they can look forward to Hot Wheels racing. And, hey, if adults have a yen for that sort of thing, we have what are called engine valve cover car racing.
Wait a minute. What is that?
Yeah, well, why don't you come to the show on September 8th and you can see.
All right.
We have, there's a 50-50 drawing, silent auction, a nice array of food selections. People have fun when they come to that show. Yeah,
full day of family fun.
It's a great family outing. We actually discourage people from bringing any alcohol on the grounds. As I say, we don't have gates, so we couldn't stop someone. We discourage that because we really want it to be a family-oriented opportunity.
Keep it family. Sounds great.
Yeah.
You have sponsors. You have so many that we can't even get them all in.
Right. Yeah, we typically will have more than 100 sponsors each year. And in fact, it's those sponsors and the exhibitors who generate the funds that enable us to continuously donate to that scholarship fund at Stark State. Yeah, and it's the sponsors. We're certainly grateful, but they also benefit from sponsoring us. We produce a really nice multi-page 4-color program, and of course the sponsors are all shown there with their logos and and anything else that they want to discuss with regard to their businesses. They all get recognition on the car show's website, and that's CantonCarnivalOfWheels.com. In fact, that car show, that website is updated frequently. So if you visited, but it's been a long time, you should visit it again.
Because it will be different than the last time you did.
That's right.
And that again is Canton Carnival.
CantonCarnivalOfWheels.com.
Awesome. All right. What is it about cars, Mike? What is it about cars that grasps our imagination?
We all know the origins of that. It was that newfound freedom of the road when the horseless carriages began to take over. But it is something. My late wife and I used to love taking road trips. We loved getting in the car and driving 900 miles to visit her grandparents in Pine Bluff, Arkansas. There was just something, liberating, I guess, about getting behind the wheel of a car and knowing you're going to be driving along for several hours and enjoying it. And, of course, one thing, I'm old enough to remember the one thing that really contributed to this enduring romance of the road, and that's something called the interstate highway system. It used to be like a 17-hour drive from Ohio down to Pine Bluff. It all of a sudden was knocked down to maybe 11 or 12 hours. In fact, once you got on the first interstate, you didn't have to stop until you got there.
I
think it's enjoyable. Plus, there is, of course, the love of automotive design. There's some beautiful pieces of work done in the design of the vehicles we drive. In fact, I was on Facebook a day or two ago, and a woman I've known for a long time had posted a photo of a new pickup truck that she had purchased, and she was offering people the opportunity to help name it.
Oh, how fun. And people were throwing out.
What does that say about her affinity to that truck?
Yeah,
She's offering people a chance to help name her new truck.
Yes. Do you name your cars?
I can't say that.
Yeah, my sister has always named her cars.
Really?
Oh, yeah. And they always fit the personality of the car. It's hilarious. Yeah. Never known her not to.
So she has a big pickup truck. What is it, Brutus?
She doesn't, but that would be perfect. Yeah, that's a good name. I hope you suggested it to your friend.
No, I didn't do it.
Do you remember your first car?
Yeah, I do, because my brother, one of my older brothers, now deceased, was a partner in a dealership. And I wanted, as I was graduating college, I wanted a car that I would need only for the summer, because I also had volunteered Army. So I was going to have 3 months between college graduation and going in the Army. So he did a nice piece of shopping for me and sold me a Ford Fairlane, big four-door sedan. But the beauty of it was low mileage, and he told me when I bought it that he would buy it back from me for the same price that I'd paid him.
Wow.
And he was a good older brother.
I suppose so. Was that your favorite one as you look back fondly?
Geez, I couldn't name a favorite car. I really couldn't. In fact, when my 3 kids were all teenagers, we had what we called the Johnson family fleet.
Oh, yes.
And all I wanted was 5 reliable cars in the driveway.
Yes, because you don't want to be stuck at home, mom and dad, and the kids have all the cars and they're gone and you can't go anywhere.
That's right.
That happens one time and then you don't let that happen again. Gran Torino Elite here. That was my very first. That was a boat. And
what was it?
A Gran Torino Elite.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Just, bought secondhand, of course.
Yeah, right.
And had to always be red. All of my cars have always had to be red until recently because I just got tired of police following me everywhere I went.
Well, I do have one red vehicle, but I also have one green one, so what are you going to do?
So there you go.
And no, I don't have a favorite color either.
No.
In fact, I used to let my wife pick out the cars. We'd talk about what kind of car we wanted, and then I'd say, okay, go shopping. And I will, as an anecdote, mention too that we met at Ohio University, whose basic color is green. So she did pick out some cars, and she picked them out and called them Bobcat Green.
Oh, of course, had to. Well,
right.
A Miami alum here, but that's okay.
Red Hawk Red.
Oh yes, that was it. Yeah, I think that was it. There's something in there, isn't there?
Yeah.
Talk about these students. Why are you so drawn to helping them out right now?
Well, for one thing, again, I'll go back to what I said earlier about this annual luncheon, that scholarship luncheon that Stark State puts on. There are hundreds of people there, donors, supporters, and students. And these students typically, they're bright-eyed, they're ambitious, they're grateful for the support they've given, and it makes it awfully easy to meet them, listen to them, observe them, and decide, yeah, we want to keep this thing going. That's really what it comes down to.
Have you seen some of them then go into the entrepreneurial world and give them another hand through SCORE?
Only anecdotally. Well, actually, we do. That last thing you mentioned brings to mind this. Yeah, we actually have a goodly number of graduates of that program who come back to the car show each year and help with the parking.
Oh, how nice.
Yeah, we give them a shirt, a brightly colored shirt that says staff, and they get their assignments because there's more than one entrance to the exhibit area and more than one entrance to the spectator parking area. So, yeah, we have a team of former students who volunteer to come back on car show day and help.
I bet you get to hear stories from them.
Oh, yeah, sure. Right,
Anything you
well,
can
again,
share with us?
You can see that they're enduringly grateful.
Yes.
For first of all, for the curriculum, and then for the help that the car show has given them to meet their college costs.
And at that luncheon, do they get to meet with sponsors and
Sure.
and contributors get to meet the students that they're helping?
That's definitely part of the one of the purposes for that luncheon. People, they meet each other. And the program, by the way, that is handed out is quite detailed in listing all the sponsors and the names of the particular students who've benefited from those sponsorships.
Do the students speak at that program? Do you get to hear from anyone?
Stark State does a nice job. They usually select 3 or 4 graduating or graduated students to talk about how Stark State has benefited them as they've gotten started with their adult lives. Those are typically very moving parts of that program.
Isn't it? Those kinds of things, when you get to hear directly from the student who has benefited from it in a life-changing way.
That's exactly, you took the words right out of my mouth. You often hear them talking about a life-changing experience. Right.
Anything that comes to mind that a student, that they're very moving stories, any one story comes to mind?
Not one, but there is one theme that we hear a lot, and that is someone from what we could call a very modest economic background. Has found an appealing level of prosperity thanks to what they've experienced in going to Stark State and in particular in our case, going through the automotive technology program. I want to make sure that I'm clear that annual scholarship luncheon isn't confined just to students from that one curriculum. It's all the curriculums that Stark State offers. So there's a crowd of hundreds that are attending that luncheon.
Boy, how rewarding for you. Talk about that. Your participation. What does this mean to you personally?
Well, I would want to emphasize that I don't do this altruistically. I definitely enjoy seeing the light and shine a little brighter in a person's eyes when they're seeing a little more clearly, a pathway to success. It's gratifying. And so another way is, I'm not a native of this area, but wherever I've worked, I've always seen that there was this community at large that was instrumental in any success that an individual or organization enjoys. So yeah, it's this whole notion of giving back, and it's this important for me notion of seeing how what we're doing is improving a quality of life for another young person.
Absolutely, and then that adds to quality of life for everyone.
Absolutely, right.
Is there still room for sponsors? Some people might be thinking, well, I'd like to get involved with this.
I wish they would. And again, that they go to our website, CantonCarnivalOfWheels.com. They will there see how they can become sponsors. And yes, sponsors, of course, are welcome. And by the way, a quick look at the list of sponsors would show you that certainly they're not all automotive related. We have a number of professions, for example, who see merit in supporting this car show, learning what it does with those net proceeds.
Awesome. Again, that is CantonCarnivalOfWheels.com. Mark your calendar right now. Grab it. Stop what you're doing and grab your calendar. Mark September 8th, 10 to 4. You're going to want to go over to the campus of Stark State College. And Mike, remind us one more time, what are we going to get to see there? Like more than 600 cars.
Well, I mean, let's hope for a nice sunshiny day.
Yes.
Because if we have a nice sunshiny day, they could easily see a huge variety of vehicles, 600 or more. They are going to see an atmosphere that it almost has a carnival-like atmosphere with the things that I mentioned earlier that are available for the kids and the adults, not to mention all the food vendors that we bring in. And you'll see you'll see a lot of people smiling, that's for sure, and you'll see a lot of people taking pictures.
Yes.
So yes, make sure you've got your smartphone with you so you can get all the pictures that you want.
Is there any one thing in particular that you are looking forward to most?
Yeah, personally, I really enjoy seeing the oldest of the vehicles come in. A guy will come in with a 1930 Ford or something, and I find those particularly fascinating.
And the muscle cars. They just
Lots
don't make
of
them
those.
like they used to.
Well, and by the way, one of the groups that likes to come in, and they'll bring in as many as 50 cars, is the area's Corvette Club.
Oh, wow.
In advance, they always make sure that we've got an area within the overall exhibit area where they know that all 50 or 60 of their members who want to participate can come in and park together. Well, it's fun for them to park together, but it's also really cool to see the large numbers of people who like to get close-up looks at that many.
Yeah.
That many aging or aged but very well preserved Corvettes.
Yes. Oh, yeah. Fun. You're going to see a lot of very great cars. So, again, that is September 8th, 10 to 4, Stark State College, and go to CantonCarnivalOfWheels.com in case you feel like you missed some information here and you want it. So, thank you so much, Mike Johnson. Thanks for all you do in our community.
Thanks for having me.